Good evening.
Hello.
It is Raven and Kaligoddess for our special bonus Samhain show with Jessamy Green. And let me begin with no haters, no trollers. That is your energy to transmute. We do not accept. We do not commit. We do not. What is it, Kali?
Consent. We do not consent.
Consent. Yes, it is. We do not consent. So, welcome to our Halloween show. Come sit for a spell.
We want the audience to be very much guiding our show tonight, asking questions.
Yes,
correct?
Because Jessamy is giving live tarot readings. So let's play her little trailer so that we can be introduced to her. Are we ready for that? Bonus Samhain Halloween show. Raven and Kaligoddess welcome Jessamy. Jessamy was born on Samhain, or Halloween. Jessamy has been practicing for 20 years. She is an eclectic witch with Norse Pagan orientation, practicing Reiki healing with a focus on shadow side healing and shadow work. A psychic medium, all of her life utilizing these gifts in all of her practices, which includes tarot readings and most other forms of divination. She will be doing live tarot readings on October 31st at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join us and receive a live tarot reading. Are you ready for her amazing insights? Yay!
Thank you for having me on this show. I wanted to start out by saying just thank you. I'm so honored and excited to be here.
And by the way, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
We're not going to ask you how old you are.
Halfway to 70. I've officially hit middle age.
Uh-oh.
35. Dun, dun, dun.
So, do you have any questions here? Anybody would like to have a reading from Jessamy? Come on, guys.
This is you have a really cool deck. You want to show what your deck is about?
Yes. So I use the Deviant Moon Tarot by Patrick Valenza. One of my absolute favorite decks. It is the most honest deck I've ever come across. I can use any deck. Anyone can use any deck, but every so often you find a deck that really connects with you. And sometimes those decks will take you by your britches and will run away, and you better go after it. So that's what these cards did with me. And I've actually worn out one set of them, and I had to get a second one. Because I use them so much, and they're just so honest. They're so clear, and they're not always like bubbly bright. There's good that comes out of them, and 9 times out of 10 it's good, but like it's not going to sugarcoat things. If something is wrong, or if you're going in the wrong direction, then these cards are going to make sure they try to steer you right, because they're going to point out the very ugly part of the truth so that you understand it correctly. And that's what I like about these cards. A lot of cards seem to sugarcoat.
Yeah, it's perfect for Halloween or Samhain. Like the spookiness of it can kind of show. So I like that.
I'll pull like a random card. Oh, well, the random card, the devil. I literally just pulled this out of just at random. But like these cards look very, very spooky. They're very different. The artist, Patrick Valenza, he's absolutely amazing. And so like when I first saw this deck, I was like, these are really creepy. These are kind of scary. I don't know if I want this. And and then like I kept looking at it. I'm like, well, these are so ugly. Why would anybody want this? And then after I said that, I excuse me, I was looking at them online, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, and I kept putting them down, and then I had a dream about them, and it was like a normal dream that I was thumbing through tarot cards, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then I ignored it, and then later on that day, I was like, why do I keep thinking about these? They're so ugly. They're ugly. And then that night, I had a nightmare about them, and it was full, vivid. Like when I woke up, I remembered every detail, and I just knew that I had to have those in my hands. So I got them. I actually had them sent to Catalpa. And so I went and I picked it up, and I spoke with Tom, who used to work at Catalpa before he passed away, which I want to honor him tonight as well as one of my friends. But he told me, he said, when that happens, you're being called, and that's the end of it. You cannot ignore that anymore. So he put this deck in my hand, and the shockwave that went up my arm and into my chest was something like I've never known before. And I love all of my tarot decks. I've got tons and tons of them. I collect them, but this is like, it's almost like finding your soulmate in a deck type of feeling. And there's times where I still look at them and I'm like, my goodness, these are kind of ugly, but they're so beautiful at the same time. It's like almost like the face only a mother could love. I mean, look at that. That's a face only a mother could love right there.
Right.
But, yeah. But they're great cards.
So we have a question sort of from Kaya. Mm-hmm. I hope that's how you pronounce your name. She'd like to know some insight on where she's going in life.
Okay. So I will do a 3-card pull, and traditionally the 3-card pull is past, present, future. To me, more accurately, it seems like the 3-card pulls represent the present, a near future, and the further future. So I will go ahead and pull those cards for you. So I just give them a good shuffle, and I just concentrate on you. I don't even have to have a question, a specific question in mind. I just focus on you. And after a couple little bits, Spirit kind of tells me to stop, and I stop. All right. Let's see here. Okay. So the 3 cards that I pulled, goodness. So the present card is the 3 of Swords reversed. There's no easy way to put this. The 3 of Swords, sweetheart, that card sucks. That's a hard card. The 3 of Swords is a card of heartbreak, a time of sorrow. You've been hurt by somebody, or you've even been hurt by yourself. You had these big hopes and dreams and aspirations, and they're just crushed. You have been run through. That is one of the that is a card for me that when I see it, I want to cry. Not just for myself, but for other people that could be in that situation. It's probably the hardest card in the tarot deck, in any tarot deck. So I would rather see it be your present card than a future card. But with that being said, anytime you see a card that denotes a future card that could be painful or difficult or anything like that, it is okay to reevaluate what you're doing and change your fate. Your fate is not set in stone. So whenever you see something that is laid out for you with the tarot, you don't have to take that as gospel. Change the way that things are being done so that you can avoid that, because it's telling you what will happen if you continue doing what you're doing regardless or without that. But if you take a step back and shift and then take a different path, you may be able to avoid it. So your near future card is the Chariot reversed. That denotes that you are going to be stuck for a little bit. You're going to be stuck in a rut, especially after the Three of Swords. I mean, they all kind of go together here. So you're going through a heartbreak, you're a tough time, big disappointment, your heart's hurting. You're going to be stuck in a rut. Some of the depression is going to come on, maybe a little bit of that, self-inhibiting behavior, but you've got to remember that you can change this. You've got to be able to break out of this. The further future card is the World, also reversed. And I apologize that it's kind of a sticky reading here, but again, the World denotes, when reversed, that things are gonna. The world always moves regardless. The wheel always moves, no matter what, and time does keep moving. But when it's reversed, it seems like it's going to be a tougher turn. You're going to feel like you're working on a rusted wheel, again with that rut and being hurt. So what I'm kind of being told by Spirit is that you are going to have to reevaluate where your heart is and where your mind is, and you're going to have to come together, maybe with somebody that you can trust, to figure out what your heart really truly needs right now, because what your heart desires is going to hurt you, and it's going to make it a lot worse if you stay this course. You're going to get stuck, and you're not going to get unstuck very easily. But if you can take a step to the side and do something else for a little bit to heal your heart, then you can avoid the rest. I hope that helps. I'm sorry it was kind of rough.
Oh, so much love to you, Kaya. Thank you, Sam, for sending love as well. And
it's always good. It's always good to get the truth, because then you know where to go from there.
Yes, and like I said, I don't sugarcoat things. Even when I've got cards that are a little nicer or a little gentler, I don't sugarcoat it, because I would rather have somebody come and tell me, hey, you've got something that's going to hurt you down the road, or you're about to head for heartbreak. Okay, well, maybe I need to turn and reevaluate. Maybe I need to be a better mom, or maybe a better wife or girlfriend, or maybe I need to be more attentive elsewhere too. So it doesn't always necessarily pinpoint you exactly. You've got to be able to maneuver your life with it too. Do you understand what I'm saying? You've got to make it. But it also kind of boils down to, you got to be accountable for your life as well.
We create our own realities.
Yes, we create our own realities, and we can always change our fate. But it is the tarot cards do help to have that little warning, the warning signs, the flash flood warnings, because sometimes it comes in pretty fast. So
she says, thank you, I appreciate it, and I have a positive view on it.
Good. I'm glad.
Good. Yay.
Good. So,
because it's not negative, it's just a warning.
Nope, it's just a warning. It's words of wisdom to just to be aware and be, which everybody should always be aware. But sometimes during the mundane way of things, day in, day out, job, home, stuff like that, you forget that there are little bits and pieces that do have to come together. And sometimes that you miss those connections. And when you miss those connections, the rest of everything can unravel. And tarot can sometimes help to get everything rounded back up so that you can kind of compact it all back together and then carry forward. So.
Oh, and thank you, Callie. She said, these are things that I'm working on currently. So, yay.
Good.
We're happy with that.
Good.
And we're going to send you some love, light, healing, and send you some light to help you work on those things.
Absolutely.
And don't forget to protect yourself. Put yourself in a little bubble of protection. Sam Blue would like some insight as well.
Okay. So I will do the same. Instead of past, present, future, I do the present, near future, further future. And funny thing here is for the present card, the world came up again, but right side up this time. So as of right now, it looks like everything is going well. Wheels are turning correctly. Time is moving forward correctly. You're getting close to the end of another year. Things are going fairly smoothly. For the near future, it looks like we have the Three of Pentacles reversed. So the Pentacles or the Queen's cards are cards of resources. They're your resources cards. So a resource can be anything that you can give, be it time, money, energy, emotions. You know, sometimes people will take your emotions too far from you too much. So in this context here with your near future, it looks like that you could have some closer friends or family, people that are closer to you, especially, and I'm getting this right here, the holiday season's coming up. So you've got some close friends or family that are going to want to maybe almost like suck you dry, whether it's financially or mentally, emotionally. They want to come to you with their problems. They want to come to you with gossip. They might need help with this or that, time from you to help them, or even money from you to help them. And if you're not careful with your boundaries, then they're going to be overstretched and you're going to get very, very tired very, very quickly. And I mean tired more mentally and emotionally than physically. So you're going to have to work on putting up some boundaries there when it comes to your resources. And like I said, I'll say it again, resources are anything you can give: time, money, energy, emotion, any of that. The further future is the Ace of Swords reversed. So the Ace of Swords is the card of like your logic and your cunning, your wit. And so I feel like that when things get a little bit tough and times get a little bit testy for you, I want to use this card. It's coming through to me as more of a warning to make sure you don't use your wits and your logic and your intellect as a weapon. Right side up, the Ace of Swords denotes that there's, the use of intellect and logic and wit for a good thing. When reversed, it's saying that you need to be very careful of using sarcasm, using dark humor. Be careful of using like offensive jokes and offensive humor, because it's not going to go well for you. And like I said, I have a feeling a lot of this pertains to this upcoming holiday seasons and possibly some family get-togethers. But yeah, so avoid letting your boundaries down, avoid giving too much, and definitely avoid lashing out, snapping out, or any type of like off-colored humor type of stuff, because it really won't work for you. It's kind of that was a cut and dry at the end. So yeah, just keep that one in mind.
So. Tara would like some insight, please.
Sure. So let me get you shuffled here. So again, I shuffle until either it feels right or spirit will tell me to stop. The spirit that is with me tonight is one of the spirits of my best friends that had passed away a few years ago, Jessica Sword. I had asked her to be with me tonight, and I got her her usual quippy laughter in return. So I know she's here. I've had a couple candles blow out next to her picture. So that's her. That's her confirmation. So, but yeah.
Tara wants, not to interrupt you, but Tara wants to know, will she be in a relationship soon?
Ooh. These cards, I mean, they'll tell you what you want to know, but they might also tell you what you don't want to know. Relationships are sticky, but they're actually my most number one asked question of all time is about relationships. So the near future, oh my goodness. Okay. Or the present actually, and then the near future and the further future. My very favorite card in the whole wide world for the present is death. Actually, death is my absolute favorite card. It does not mean anything about death. It does not mean you will die, I promise you. What is awesome about this card, the astrological association for this card is Scorpio. We are in Scorpio season. I'm a Scorpio. And then the holiday or the actual day that pertains to this card is Samhain, which is today, or Halloween. This card is completely about rebirth. You cannot have rebirth without death, and vice versa. It's a natural part of life. But in the tarot cards, especially when right side up, it means new beginnings. So you are here now. You're asking about a relationship, and the first card that comes up is the new beginnings card. So that's definitely a possibility to hang on to right there. Now, the near future card is the 9 of Pentacles, but reversed. So what this means, the Pentacles, again, like I had said before, that's your resources card. So anything you can give, time, money, energy, emotion, anything like that. That is a card of reaping what you sow. You got to put in what you want to get out of. So the more you put something in, the more you get out. This card is reversed. So that tells me that you want a relationship, but you're not quite 100% ready to put in everything that it takes. It takes a lot of self-healing and self-awareness. It takes a lot of self-responsibility and accountability. That's the biggest thing is responsibility and accountability, because when you seek a relationship and you finally get into a relationship, it's not just you, it's two. So you've got to be able to be ready and aware for that. So this card tells me that you might not be completely ready for that. You might not be completely ready for that responsibility of a relationship, because it does take work. It's not just hanging out and being friends. It's a lot more than that. The near future card, though, is the Empress card. And the Empress card is a good card when it comes to relationships. So this reading tells me that as long as you do what you need to do, and to be whole and healed and accountable and responsible with yourself, so that you can be whole and real with that person that you are seeking, then you'll be okay. But if you don't put in the work, that is needed, it won't work out, because the Empress can be, well, she's an Empress. She's like a queen. She can be fickle if she wants. She can go off and do something else if she desires, or she can do as she's asked. So, but a queen is definitely somebody that needs to see work done in order for her to give out. So, I think once you are able to put that foot forward, and once you make sure everything is aligned within you, then it will work out. So fairly soon, yes.
Beautiful. That was so nice. Sam had
that was so much advice. You had
right?
Like a plethora of information for her. Yes. So cool.
Yes, the love readings come with a lot. There's so much that goes into them.
So Sam wanted to reply. She said, that happens often. Thank you for letting me know so I can work on it. I'll keep an eye on the dark humor. She is mostly positive, I know. She says I'm mostly positive, sharing love, but I have my dark side too, just like everybody else.
Oh, I understand that. I'm dark humor and, laughing, trying to lighten the mood when sometimes it shouldn't be. I totally get that. But, that Ace of Swords, it can cut you. The swords are a double-edged. It's a double-edged beast. That's how it was always explained to me. They can be wonderful, but they're always double-edged.
And Tara said, thank you so much.
You're welcome, Tara.
Somebody else would like some insight, maybe? Okay. Jesse, give me some insight.
All right.
I'll bite the bullet.
You'll bite the bullet. All right. Ooh, I like this one, Donna. Raven. I'm so excited. Okay, so card 1 for the present is the Hanged Man. So that, especially with today being Samhain, that is a card of introspection. It's a card of being able to pause and take inventory on what you are in here and in your spirit, your aura. It's the card that was inspired by Odin when Odin had hung upon the tree of Yggdrasil for 9 nights. He hung upside down with a spear in his side. And in his death into life, he was able to gather what is called the runes. A lot of Norse pagans don't know about the runes. And those were the words of wisdom and magic given to him. The Hanged Man, likewise, is a card of being able to have that quiet introspection where you are starting to gather more information. You're gathering more magic. You're gathering your gifts, and especially, like I said, this time of year with Samhain, this is like our powerhouse. So like tonight you are opened up, you're receiving those gifts, you're strengthening those gifts. So that's an absolute beautiful card. Near future is the Hermit. So going right along with this card, after you get that fill of your knowledge, just like Odin did, once Odin had his fill of knowledge, he cried out and the tree let him go. He was dropped. When you have your fill of knowledge, you are going to need a little bit of time of self-isolation just for a little bit. But don't take it too far, because sometimes that self-isolation feels really good. That's my problem, is I like to isolate and then not come back out. But no, the Hermit, though, that is, I gotta go this way. That's a card of isolation and, again, some introspection. It's okay to take some time to just be left alone for a while so that you can ruminate on everything that you've learned and that you've gained. Especially during Samhain, it's a lot to take in. You will develop powers you didn't realize you had. You'll get rid of things that no longer serve you. There's a lot of stuff going in and out of your energy, your mind, your heart. So it's okay to take the next several days. I think Samhain traditionally ends on November 7th. So the week after Samhain until that November 7th would be like the perfect time for that rest and recovery. That you definitely need that. And you work so hard anyway. And your energy is always going. It's always out there, and you're always helping and healing. So right now is the time to bring that in and kind of take care of yourself right now. Because you're like I said, you've been a powerhouse lately. So it's okay to rest and heal. The further future is the Two of Cups. So another one of my very favorite cards, but this card will that tells you that after you have rest and recouped a little bit from all of that. Everything is going to be back in balance. Your cups are going to be full. You'll be balanced. You'll be able to step forward and continue healing and pouring out of your cups because you were able to refill your cups in time and you didn't go dry. So
beautiful. I think that also doesn't that kind of coincide with this lunar eclipse that we had?
it's
Too,
certainly
getting rid of all the old, and yeah, I've been concentrating on that.
Yep.
So
we had you're welcome. Yeah, we had the lunar eclipse, we had a full moon, we had Samhain, we've got it was a whole smorgasbord of just, you know, extreme power and craziness. And I don't know if you're like me, but if you have anything to do with like the paranormal too, that really ties into. So use this time this next week to recover. So
I have a thought about the Hanged Man. Do you mind if I share?
Yeah, please.
I think of that card as like the yogi card, because yogis like to do a lot of inversions, and they hold themselves in positions of like, you know, upside down so that you can change your perspective on life. And also in a yoga position, we're striving to like be in this kind of discomfort but ease space at the same time. So it's
absolutely
a meditation in that. And so
and sometimes you have to be in that position of discomfort to learn something.
Yes.
You know, sometimes, you know, because being hung upside down is not comfortable. I don't know if it, you know, I was one of those kids that hung upside down off the couch when I was a kid, so the blood would rush to my head, and it's not comfortable. I promise you it's not. So hanging upside down like that, even proverbially, it reminds you that, you know, sometimes to grow and to become something new and evolve into something that you're supposed to be, you have to be uncomfortable sometimes. But yeah, that was a very good idea. Very good insight. I like that.
It is a good insight. I like that too.
Yeah, that is very good. I'm
so insightful, I swear.
Yeah.
Michael Rivera would like to have your insight as well.
All right, Michael, let me shuffle my cards here for you.
And I know for a fact that Mr. Rivera loves Odin too.
He's a
Viking as well.
Yep, I'm very Norse Pagan. I carry if you can tell, but I carry Gary and Freki on my head, each side. So
that's awesome.
So for my Norse,
I had a really sweet corgi named Odin.
Oh, I had an Australian Shepherd.
I have a dog that passed away, and he was a corgi. So sweet, named Odin. Oh yeah.
All right, Michael, my brother and Odin here. Okay. So the present card is the Page of Wands. Pages are usually the suit that denotes something of a brighter nature. They usually bring good news. They bring the tidings of joy type of thing. But the Page of Wands reverse tells me that you might not be getting the greatest of news, and it typically has to do with something either like travel or business related. So I keep feeling like it's more like job or career related at this point. So whatever's coming or whatever's kind of happening right now, if you start feeling like you're getting kind of weird vibes or something at work, or even like in the travel plans, keep an eye on that because something will probably pop up. I've got for the near future, I've got the Six of Swords, and that's reversed. That's also a travel card. That's not going to go well. So if you are planning a trip, that's what seems to be coming through. I don't know if I would carry through with it, or if you can't cancel the reservations or anything like that. I would just be very leery. Try and have a backup plan, and then a backup plan to the backup plan. I know the holidays are coming up. It always seems like Samhain or Halloween's the very first part of like the rest of the year of holidays. So we've got Thanksgiving and Yuletide coming up. But I have a feeling that make sure your vehicle is taken care of and well stocked with everything. Make sure that you stay up on your oil changes and everything too. I have a feeling it could be in regards to something like that. Even if it's a short traveling, whether to work or something. I have a feeling it's going to happen when you're going away from home. So just be very careful. I don't ever like having messages like these. I worry about accidents and things like that. And then the further future, again, this come up as the Ace of Swords. So a card of like these sharp intellects, but in a not so good way. So I would be careful. Be careful of maybe going to places, towards places, but not having a way back. And make sure you don't cut ties. So whether it be in like a business career field or a traveling field, there's going to be some harsh movement. It's not going to be gentle. It's not going to be something you like. But be very, very careful on what you say to who on your way out. You don't want to cut your ties. Don't burn bridges. It's just not a good idea right now. I have a feeling, I know you're going to need that person back in your life. So make sure that if you leave, there's going to be good graces. So whether it's you get into something with someone on a trip or something with somebody at work, or even if it were a business trip or something, just make sure don't burn any bridges. But make sure you have your backup plans too. This one, this reading kind of like almost alarms me or something. I feel like I don't want to say danger. I never ever want to say danger, but please be aware and please be careful. Like I said, if you travel anything, any type of business dealing, anything like that, please just be vigilant. You are gifted with wisdom. All of Odin's children have some of his wisdom. Whether we use it or not is our responsibility. Please use that wisdom just for your safety. I want you to be safe through these times, especially these dark times. All of us need to be here. So I hope it helps. And I hope to hear from you. I hope to hear from all of you. Actually, anybody that has a reading tonight, my information will be shared later on, and I hope to hear from all of you. Even if it's to let me know that, hey, it did work out or this didn't work out, anything like that.
And Michael said, thank you. This helps a lot. Skull.
Skull, brother.
Well, if we don't have any other questions, I'd like to know how my finance business is going to go. I'm getting into a new thing and I want to know how it will go.
I like these readings. Whenever there's new opportunities and new doors open, I always like to take a sneak peek and see how those things go. It's exciting.
Are you cheating on me, Collie?
So I find
I'm just a jack of all trades. I always have many projects going.
That's right. It's good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You have to be well-rounded these days for sure. But yeah. I like doing the career and adventure type readings more than the love readings. Now, granted, I do readings on my relationships all the time. I do readings for other people's relationships, but the career and the adventure readings are so fun because they get a little bit more broad too. So I promise you I shuffled. I promise. You saw me shuffle. The Hanged Man.
Well, we are a lot.
Yeah. Yep. So
Yeah.
I shuffled and shuffled and shuffled. I even did the whole bridge thing. Like, yeah, but the Hanged Man came up for you for your present. So that's good. You have been taking this time in gathering your information and gathering your insights, and you're taking all of that in, and you're being still, and you're focusing. And while it doesn't feel like you're being still, you might feel like you're running like a chicken with your head cut off. But the things that you gather do actually gather and start aligning. Even when you feel like you're going like this, everything's coming through and slowly lining up within you. The near future is the Temperance reversed. So that shows me that you will need to have a little extra patience, more than you usually do. So if you're a really patient person, try and be, I don't want to say passive, but like super, super passive or super, super patient. Let things go. Don't drop the boundaries or anything. And don't get lazy with stuff. But like, you've got to really, really pick and choose what you hold on to and struggle with, and what is okay to let go. Because sometimes when we want something so badly and we hold on so tight to it, it can't move, and then it just dies out because we didn't give it room to grow. It's kind of like a seed. When you plant a seed and you smash the dirt around it too hard, that seed never comes back up. But if you just gently cover it and then leave it alone, forget about it, everything grows. So that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to
That's so
trust.
beautiful.
Yeah, you're going to have to trust the universe with that one. You're going to have to let go and breathe, and that will end up helping your psyche too, and your mental health as well. Because if you sit there and you're worrying about it, that doesn't do anything but push like the anxious vibes out in the universe, and you don't deserve that. And your future endeavor does not deserve that. You both deserve to be happy and fulfilled. And to do that, sometimes you just got to put it out there and then walk away and go do something else for a little bit. Let it simmer. And then the Five of Cups. You have the Five of Cups as the further future card reversed. And usually the reversed are kind of sticky, but with it being reversed here, the Five of Cups normally is a card of broken dreams and dashed emotions, and it's frustration and wanting to give up and then feeling sorry for yourself. But reverse, it denotes that it's gonna be tricky. It's gonna be trying. You're gonna have times where you want to throw your hands up, but it's gonna end up working out in the end. But you've got to make sure, because I don't know if you can see, 3 out of the 5 cups are tipped over, which says that you didn't do well enough or keep a good enough balance to make sure all of your cups stayed at least partially filled. Like, not every cup is going to be completely full, but some of them have to be at least partially filled. That way, if something would happen, then you've got something to back it up with. So make sure, and that's what is kind of coming to mind here, is make sure that you don't have all of your cups too low. Make sure you keep an even amount placed in there. Basically, don't put all of your eggs in one basket, kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, but don't be afraid to make a different decision if need be later on. Like if one idea didn't work for your business here, then it's okay to step back and try again, because it's not lost. Like, there's still stuff left over. Just don't like I said, don't put all the eggs in one basket, but don't be afraid to take a couple out and scramble them for breakfast if you need to. That's what my friend Jess just said. Jessica Sword. Yeah. Yeah, that's
I
what
love
she
that.
said. Yeah.
So
Well, I had to
nice.
end it because she said it how she said it, but take them out and scramble up for breakfast is what I'm gonna. She's talkative, so yep.
Thank you. It's
You're
awesome.
welcome. You're welcome.
I'm a very patient person. I usually say that's my middle name, but then
Right.
so that's interesting that came through, that I still need to work on it. So
Yeah, and everybody does.
I will.
And
I'll keep that in
yeah,
mind.
we're yeah, absolutely. And sometimes with that patience, it's easy to, everybody's like, oh yeah, you're so patient, or you can think, oh, I'm so patient, and then you let the wrong things slide by, and then you stop the things that should be going by. Like things get kind of twisted there. So you want to make sure you've got the boundaries against the things that need to be stopped, and then the stuff that might seem kind of tough but need to come through, let them through. But the universe knows. The universe knows. So right now is definitely a time to put trust in the universe. So, and trust yourself too. You are wise and smart and kind, and you will have it. You will have it.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
So my friend Emerald just came in, and I was just wondering if she would like some of your insight. Emerald, what do you think? She's not answering me.
Well, I will shuffle, and I'll keep shuffling until somebody would decide they want to.
Ah, Emerald
She
would
says I would love it.
Oh yes, goodness.
Yay!
Well, there's going to be a 2-card bonus because as I was shuffling, 2 cards popped right out. Sometimes it doesn't mean a whole lot, but I have a feeling with this one it will. And they seem to actually go hand in hand right away. So a 2-card bonus. So let me do a little more shuffling here. All right. Okay. So the present, let's do the future, further future. Okay. So the present card is the 2 of coins or 2 of pentacles. Earlier I had said that the pentacles is the resource card. So anything that you can give to somebody, whether it be time, money, emotions, anything like that, anything that you can give, your energy, that's a big one. That's like our most vital resource that we give too much of. We give too much energy to people. Being the present card, the 2 of pentacles, right now it is vital to make sure that you keep your resources in check. Make sure that you aren't giving too much energy to one person and not enough time to another person, or you're over donating or over giving this holiday season. Because if you don't, you're going to throw everything completely off balance, and it'll stay off balance for quite a while. With it being right side up, though, it looks like everything seems to be within balance. But with the 2, just like the scales of justice, with there only being 2, it'll go one way or the other very quickly. So having the 2 of pentacles usually denotes that you're right on the very edge of being either over or under something. You're going to have to really fight for that balance. The near future card is the Page of Pentacles, though. So that tells me that you're going to get some good news, likely in the form of help. If somebody comes to you and says, hey, would you like help with this, that, anything, be it a stranger wanting to help you carry your groceries, or somebody wanting to help you in any fashion, whether it's taken a ream of paper to the copier for you at work, anything like that, take the help. Because even the smallest, most simple forms of help right now will trigger something that is going to become a lot bigger for you. Especially with everything hanging in such a very delicate balance. If you accept that help, the scales are gonna tip up in your favor. And then the further future is the Nine of Swords, and it was reversed. This card, along with a lot of the other swords cards, is tricky. I feel that with the cards that I had earlier, it shows me that if you don't start accepting help, especially if you don't start asking for help, this is what my friend, my guide is telling me. You need to start asking for help. You've got to stop being so self-assured and so self-reliant, because it's almost to the point of being for you. And so you've got to start really asking for help. It's okay to ask for help. It's not weak. It's not shameful. And you can ask anybody around you. Right now, we're starting to enter a time where people are realizing that it takes a village. It takes people around you to be able to get through things. Nobody's getting out of this by themselves anymore. But yeah, you've really got to ask for help. The two cards that fell out were the Tower reversed. This is a card that denotes a lot of, like, there's destruction and chaos, absolute pandemonium and mayhem. And that, I mean, it always sounds really bad when that comes up in a reading, but you cannot have regrowth and rebirth and a clean slate without a crumbled tower sometimes. And I feel like you're going through that, not so much even with other people, but like within yourself. You're really trying to rebuild who you are. You're trying to find your purpose and your place, and it's telling you that it's okay to go ahead and let that tower crumble. Let everything that you know that you think you are, think you were, let it crumble and fall off of you, and then you can step up and be that brighter human being that you were trying to be. But you've got to let yourself level up. You've got to accept the help from people to let you level up. Because right now what you're doing is you're dragging a lot of things with you that no longer serve you, and it's weighing you down, and you're not going to be able to open up your wings and fly if you're being weighed down. You can't fly and do your thing if you're still tied to the tree that you staked yourself on. So yes, please get yourself help, whether it's somebody helping you with chores, or whether it's somebody, a friend that needs that, you call them up, say, hey, I really need to vent, and I need insight. Help me plan my life for a couple minutes, and go for coffee. Trust me, it's therapeutic. I do it all the time. And then the other card that fell out was the Seven of Pentacles, or the coins. Again, that's another resource card. This is a card of harvest. So I think when it comes after the Tower and after these other cards, what it's telling me is that once you purge and you get all of that gone and out of the way, and you get that person, that friend, to help you through things, to help you kind of reevaluate how you see things, the part will help you with your harvest. You're going to be able to bring back all of those resources that you had given out that wasn't doing anything for you. Now you're going to be able to harvest that and make that yours again. So I'm really, really excited about this reading. At first, it kind of started off as kind of a sticky reading, but now it's very positive. But yes, please ask for help. And you have a village. I know you have a village. We all have our village. But yeah, don't be too proud of that, because we all need our people, especially these days. But it will go good for you once you shake off those ashes and crumblings of that old crumbled tower. But I'm happy for you, and it looks very good for you.
Awesome. Jessie, do you have time for one more reading?
I sure do.
All righty.
So Mariana, is that correct, Mariana? Is that how I say your name? All right. Let me shuffle for you, Mariana. One moment.
She says yes, that's how you say her name.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
And Emerald says she's been rising like the phoenix. Thank you so much.
Good. I'm happy to hear that. The phoenix is a very, very important symbol. And in general, that being able to step back and rise above the ashes when you are completely incinerated is a wonderful feat. So I carry the phoenix on my arm as a tattoo because of that, and it shows strength. Even if you have to be reduced to ashes, it's pure strength. All right, Mariana. So your present, and then your near future and further future. So for your present card, we have the Chariot. The Chariot has actually been in my mind the past few days, because it's a card of taking things into control, manning your own destiny, creating your own reality. We are what we give out to the universe, if that makes sense. For you, I feel like you're still trying to grasp at a few things on how you feel like your life needs to be. But instead of grabbing the reins tightly, loosen up a little bit. Because if you grab the steering wheel in your car too tightly, any tiny little move you make is going to have big impacts on your car, the movement. So if you let go of your steering a little bit, then things will be a little bit easier. And you'll still stay the course. You'll still be just as safe. You'll actually be safer if you let go just a little bit, be a little bit looser with it than if you were being rigid with it. The near future card is the Two of Cups. So that tells me with you possibly being a little too rigid with trying to control things, things are going to end up being out of balance emotionally. The Cups is an emotions card. So I feel like things will start becoming out of balance with your emotions and in the matters of where your heart is concerned. So your relationships, whether it be you could be a relationship with yourself, because your self-love is the core root of all love. If you cannot love yourself, then you cannot love others. And I have a feeling that's where it is. That's right there's where it is. So you are out of balance with your own love. You are starting to have some self-doubt. The Chariot, the movement of your life was going good. Something got a little bit rickety. And then you started self-doubting is where I'm getting that. So you're going to have to figure out a way to come back into yourself and remember that you are whole, you are loved, and you are balanced. You are balanced. It is okay. Things are going to be okay. It starts with you. And then when you realize that you are whole and you are okay, then you can go to those that you love and say, I am feeling this way. Can you help me? And then they will remind you that you are whole and that you are loved and that you are okay. And sometimes we need that. It's about keeping the balances and your emotional cups full. But again, like I said, it all starts with you. The near or the further future card is the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles tells me that I feel like there is, again, kind of like a holiday thing, that there's going to be some sort of like something really fun come up, exciting. It could be anything like big entertainment. So like concert, movies, something that would be really fun, really exciting to go do. But it's going to exhaust your resources because, like I said, the pentacles are your resource cards. So anything that you give, time, money, attention, things like that. Something that is going to happen with this big fun event. It could be a holiday party. It could be a birthday party. Something is going to happen with that event that is going to deplete you of some of your resources, some of your bigger resources. So if you're having trouble right now with that inner security, that inner love right now, try and keep only those that you truly trust around you right now. Because if you're letting your guard down and your boundaries down to go and do something really big and fun and exciting, somebody I have a feeling is going to hone in on that and try to get you where you hurt a little bit because you're not guarding that wound anymore. So just be watchful of that. And guard your resources, guard yourself, guard those resources, guard your emotions and your mental health right now. Because all that's going to go hand in hand. So I just have a feeling there's going to be some big jerk that wants to come along and spoil your fun, but don't let them. Just take care of yourself for now.
Beautiful. Thank you. And love and light to you. So, and Emerald said, thank you for the reading and you're on point. So it doesn't look like we have any more readings right now. I want to thank Jessamy for being on the show. We're so blessed to have you here. You're awesome.
It was my pleasure, and thank you for having me. It was a real honor and treat. I've looked forward to this for months.
Yeah.
We'll have to have you on our show again too.
I would love that. I would love that very much.
Awesome.
Is there a special message that you would like to leave our viewers with?
I agree.
Well, I mean, between me and my friend Jess, my guide tonight, she says in her famous words, she says, "You do you." That was her very favorite thing was "You do you." So and she keeps chirping that. So all of you, yes, you do you. Be true to yourselves. Do what's right and be kind. And you know deep down what you really need to do and you want to do. And follow that. Follow your intuition. Your intuition is the most important thing that you have in your body. It's it's our divine wisdom, but it's also our physical body's way of being alert and being on point. So listen to your gut, listen to that intuition. And of course you do you, and just be safe. And I hope everybody was able to get some answers. Again, you can find me on my page, Jessamy Green, my Facebook profile. I'm still working on getting my Facebook page for my readings up. But yes, I am more than happy to work with others and things like that. And I really hope that my messages were able to find homes in your hearts, and I hope they helped. So thank you all for having me, and I appreciate being able to be here with you all. And I hope you all have a happy Samhain.
Happy Samhain to everyone.
Yes.
And everyone, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So then I see there's a message from Emerald.
Everyone seems very grateful.
She says, I needed to do me today. I never have in all my life. It is time. Yes, Emerald, it is time. You do you. And be true to you. Make sure that, know your values, and stand up for your code of ethics, because, we don't have shining knights on white horses anymore. We have to do our own saving. We have to do our own chivalry and uphold our own code of ethics. So I believe that you can. I feel like you with that tower crumbling and that phoenix coming up from the ashes type of energy, you went in a princess and you're coming out a queen. So, you got this, girl. You do you. I got you.
Love and light, everyone.
Light.